Lots of stuff has happened since I last talked with you guys. Went to been on vacation for a little bit. Um, Things have been sort of stressful at home, so I wanted to just have a relaxing vacation. So I went to Denver, Colorado, which was a lot of fun. But I had to get checked in for my mental health and get myself stabilized and whatnot. So I got back home today, and I'm not super like stoked about everything that happened in my life, but I feel like it's gonna be good for me to just use this platform as a way to just express myself, even if it's not something that, even if it's not something that that may end up helping me like right away. I feel like I want to be open in how I'm feeling, which is the whole reason why I started doing all the YouTube and wanted to do all this stuff, because I felt like it was not important that people's opinions mattered, because I've grown up with a lot of people's opinions saying that what I should be doing or what should be best for me. Trying to be more independent and try to think for myself. Not to say that it's not good to listen to other people, but I feel like I've been told a lot of what I need to do or what I ought to do by people who don't know me personally. And I don't think that's really fair. What is this? Oh, we got some peoples. One of the things I realized about making content from my end is that I wasn't inspired by the content that people made that I found enjoyable. It was their genuineness and who they exuded their personality to be. Sure, some YouTubers might be a little over exaggerating, but it still comes from a place of like, oh yeah, this is who I think this person is. I feel like in the middle of that, it's been really cool to realize that it's not about the content they make. It's not about making gaming YouTube videos or video essays. It's about what that person represents and what that person is trying to provide to their audience. Oh my lord! So yeah, it's been a weird transition. I started to get to the point where I realized that, like, oh yeah, I actually make art that matters and is good and is worthy to make. Yeah, I feel like that's some of the things I'm going through. It's just transitioning. But yeah, one of the things I want to do is just, obviously I want to keep streaming, but I realize I don't like streaming in a sense of like, making like this crazy Overwatch gameplay. No, but like in a sense of like, this is sort of a way for me, whether or not people are listening, where I can just vent my thoughts and process them out. I mean, some of it might be a little bit, more on the more serious side, but I've been through some serious stuff, and so I want to feel. Who is that? I want to feel that I can find a place where, on the internet or on a form of content making, that can help me feel like myself. What the? Who is this? It's been hard because I want to make content and I want to make stuff that I like to make, but also I have to remember that, like, if I want to do this for, a relatively long time, enough to like provide for myself, that I can't burn myself out. So there's a lot of things going on. I'm just feeling a bunch of emotions. But overall, it's been okay. I hope anyone who's watching this, whether or not you're a content creator or you're going through something, or find release in anything that makes you feel better. It's definitely like noticed, because a lot of the time it may seem like no one cares. A lot of people are going through stuff themselves, but content making can be a good outlet for people who are struggling emotionally, whether it be the creator themselves or the person consuming it. So yeah, I feel like that's been really important for me to understand, is that, like, you know, generally if a content creator wants to make good content for his community, his or her community, it's important that they understand that, like, that these are people watching. You know, I think there's a moral, I wouldn't say obligation, but there's more. There needs to be a moral understanding of, like, oh, you know, I'm going to make this content, but understand that it needs to be able to help people, or if it's just entertainment for entertainment sakes, then it has to be clear about that. Like, there is one YouTuber I can think of in particular who's clearly that kind of YouTuber, and that's anything for views. He's this, you know, this random Australian YouTuber, and all he does is make content out of the sake of clickbait. But to his credit, he's made a cult following. You know, him and his friends, because that's what they advertise themselves to be. They're not advertising themselves to be some false idea of, like, oh, we're partiers. No, we like to party, we like to do this, and we want to share with you what we got, and we want you to support us if you want us to make content like this. So that's something that's very hard, because, like, in the YouTube sort of atmosphere, there seems to be more censorship in regards to what is acceptable and what is not. Did I clear this area? No. Oh, this is huge. Okay. So yeah, it's really important that people understand that it's like that it's hard for YouTubers and content creators alike to follow the rules while still being able to you know, be themselves. You know, be the content creator they want to be. And there are some people there's some people who abuse that, and so it's a definite balancing act of you know, what can you make and what is not acceptable. I mean, there's been, you know, and I think it comes down to the First Amendment, you know, but then how do you do that, you know, internationally over, you know, intranet content, you know? If you think about it, the internet is not really a physical thing, but it affects us in so much. It affects us in so many ways that people often forget that it's so tricky trying to regulate it. So yeah, I don't even know why, like it has been such a big deal to, like, for me to even make stuff. I always feel like I'm always making really bad content, and I overthink it, and then I don't get it done. And it's hard because I want to make content and I want to, you know, do things that make me happy, but I also have really bad mental illness, so it sometimes can be difficult for me to express how I feel, because I don't know if there's a community out there that'll support me. And you know, of course, there are people that support creators who have mental health or have neurodivergent experiences, or they're neurodivergent the way they process new things and learn and express themselves. So I feel like it's important for me to start doing this, so that I can, you know, be the person who I want to be. Oh, what? Oh, it's a ram. Okay. So yeah, I think overall that's been, you know, the struggle for me is trying to find content that works for my mental health, and it still helps me to, you know, be who I want to be. That's the thing, you know, at the time, you know, gameplay content on YouTube was the big thing, you know, back in the, you know, the early 2010s and so forth, and it's hard for me to. Who is this?
Oh, Kai, you startled me. There's a necromancer around here, so watch yourself. Can you help me? He's in the tomb. Val's Baron. My family has never should have come here.
See what happens if I try to kill him.
It's nothing.
I feel like he had a, yeah, he had the... Very suspicious looking dude. Okay. So yeah, back in the 2010s, that was all, you know, the craze was gaming content. Just gaming. And a lot of gaming YouTubers like fell into this pattern, not pattern, but like, you know, a certain, just a certain routine, that wasn't necessarily what they wanted to make, but because it was popular at the time, they would make those kind of content. Even PewDiePie has like videos where he talks about that. You know, even in like the mid 2010s, he had that experience with like Five Nights at Freddy's, where he was playing the fourth one and was clearly not enjoying it, and then he expressed that he was not enjoying it, but still did it, and that was one of his most unliked videos because he wasn't being genuine, and he was talking about how like that's an important part of what you're making. Is are you being genuine? Are you actually do care about what you make? And if you need to, you know, make adjustments to the content you're making, what can you do to make it adjusted to what you like and who you are? You know, so some people, you know, then the next big thing was streams, you know, and then and there's all kinds of streamers, and there's a lot of controversy on what people think ought to be on streams and what not ought to be on streams, and that's gonna be, you know, that's just gonna be a conflict in and of itself. But yeah, so for me, I realized that, like, you know, I don't like to, I don't want to pretend. Like, I'm generally like I'm a funny person, but whenever I make stuff, I'm very much an introvert. I'm very much an introvert in how I make my content, my art. Like, I don't like the idea of recording myself making art, even if it's digital, because I feel that it takes away a certain intimacy. It takes away a certain intimacy. It's like if I went to like Beethoven's house uninvited while he was composing his symphonies. Like, you know, how weird would that be? Because the fact of the matter is, like, there's not a lot of art on YouTube or Twitch. It's a lot of content, you know, and so it's hard to make art that you genuinely care about and you want to experience as an individual. Art you want to make as an individual whenever everything else seems like not working at all. Nope. Why is he running away? There we go. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So you want to make art that you care about, but you know, it's sometimes hard whenever that process itself of creating is a very like very invasive. It's not very private. I mean, a lot of art is made through just private introspection and process. I will, you know, there's some art that can be done externally. You know, I think that a perfect example of this is like you know, concerts. When you go to a certain performer and they perform their hearts out and make it very much a part of their you know, their identity as creators. They perform how they feel and what things they've gone through. The thing to remember though is that it's not always like, it's not like they just decided to get up on stage and perform like that. No, it was through the process of creating individually, introspectively, that people were able to enjoy the art that people make. A great example of this is Bo Burnham. He's very extroverted on stage, but he's talked about how, you know, he's not this way because he wants to be. He's going through this balancing act of figuring out who he is and who he's not as a performer, as a someone who Ooh, mine silver. No, it's fine. Do I need silver? No. I have all the money. So, yeah, I think it's very important for people to understand that about him. And he's mentioned it a bunch in his stand-up specials, I guess. Where is the flipping? Oh, it's a puzzle. Oh God, I don't want puzzles right now. I have to mess with gameplay mechanics right now while I'm making some talky nonsense about what I care and what I don't care about content. Okay. So yeah, I feel like you know, and the thing I realized is that you just have to try, and obviously like the first type of stuff you make won't be very good, but it doesn't have to be. Like, no one's expecting you to like make the best content out there in the universe. It's often, you know, just trial and error. You know, you get through it, you process what you want to process, and oh my gosh, where is he? So yeah, it's not a matter of you know, how good you are. It's just, you know, continuing to hone your craft into something you want to keep making, you know, positively for a long time that you're really proud of, and that can hopefully help people. Like for me, I would love to go to college and you know, go into a field where it involves helping people with mental health. I would love to do that, absolutely. But the problem is that, you know, with my mental health and everything that I go through, with everything get out of here. There you go. The problem with that is that, you know, I have really inconsistent mood swings. What the? The thing was that I couldn't be someone whenever that could help people whenever, honestly, I was just having a hard time functioning. So I had to adjust, you know, and I started doing graphic design and started to focus on what I wanted to make, what kind of art I wanted to make. And I went through school a little bit and I realized that like all the hard work I had done had helped, and also the fundamentals I learned from my teachers and professors sort of gave me a boost, you know, beyond what would normally be required of a student. And I don't say that to be, you know, boast for anything. It's just the truth. I've had to learn a lot of things by myself, and I've been able to get through that. And so that's been really fortunate. Unfortunate for me is that I've been able to get through that. Oh my gosh. Does he have a speedman buff? Yeah, he does. Okay, freaking die, dude. Come on. There we go. Oh my gosh. Okay. I got some. Ooh, nice. Very cool. Oh, so I'm just going back to the very beginning. Okay, cool. So yeah, this will probably be something I can do to just get my head in the right creative juices flowing over here, you know. And I'm excited to make some stuff, and I have some ideas for video essays and other types of content. I want to make not animation, but I want to make these GIFs of where like I talk about what kind of content creation there is, you know, not just in YouTube or Twitch, but just in general. Ooh, is that treasure? Yeah. So yeah, I think it's important that people know that, you know, there's so many different types of content on YouTube. It's not just, you know, gaming or vlogging or anything like that. There's so much to be learned from like just how people are creative enough to figure out what works for them, what doesn't work for them. there's a blacksmith. His name is MICHAELCTHULHU. And he makes, he used to be a commercial welder, and then later started making videos where he would make giant swords from video games or other pieces of media, and he got super successful. He already has not already, but he's been doing it for a while, and he's been trying to make these kinds of vids, and it's been really successful for him. He has like 1 million subscribers now, and he even made one where he helped his daughter make a sword for the first time, and that's really cool. Seeing like, you know, a father help their kid, you know, learn a craft. That's such a cool thing to see. And so I think it's, you know, there's different contents like that. You know, you'll also have Now Red, William Osman, Michael Reeves. They make chemistry and engineering and science so much fun and relatable. Michael Reeves more so because he's more chaotic, but now Red makes some really high quality content when it comes to exploring different kinds of chemicals and chemical reactions, and that's been really cool to see from him. So I think it's really cool to see how you know, creators are able to do so many different things, and they're like, actually they're still like professional at what they do. They either went to school or had a job. I know Michael Reeves. I looked him up, and he had a actual engineering job, and he's like what, 23, 24 now, but he also loves making memes out of people and out of machines, which on the internet is a rather like awesome quality to have. There's also Seth Everman. Seth Everman is an amazing musician and remarkable sound engineer. I think that he's able to, you know, make you know, different quote unquote covers of like Billie Eilish or The Weeknd or 5 Seconds of Summer, where he is able to mimic as close as he can to the music engineering, the sound production of some of the stuff that he makes. But he's really into like memes. So combine a really talented musician and a guy who loves the internet and memes, you know, that's awesome. So yeah, I think going through all that, it's been really cool to see how other people create, and also you know, it may take a while for me to get there, or me to even, like, you know, feel comfortable enough to make a, you know, a living off of this, but I'm gonna try my best. I'm gonna do my best to get through it, and yeah, I'm excited. I'm glad that I'm actually making this video, even though it's been a crappy day, and I'm grateful for the opportunity. Hold on, sorry, my cat is being weird. Hello, I'm back. My cat was scratching all over the place, so his name's Tequila. Anyways, so yeah, yeah, I mean, I haven't really been doing a lot in this, you know, sort of stream, but it's I like it, you know. It gives me something to play, but also relax and not push myself too hard when it comes to making content. And I think this sort of like stream of consciousness way of processing my ideas and my feelings is actually gonna be really helpful. So yeah, I'm really glad that I did this. I'm really glad that I got through the things I went through, and I want to keep making content so you guys can, you know, learn something, and hopefully I can help anyone, you know, be a better person, try to get through hard times through art and content creation. So as I kill this wolf goodbye, I'll probably be on most of the week, maybe not, maybe even multiple times a day, because I'm just trying to figure out oh my gosh, that's so scary, life stuff, and figuring out what I want to do with content. So I'm still doing a lot of brainstorming, but I think that's gonna work out. So I appreciate you guys. If you're able to listen or watch me talk through this, thanks so much for watching, and hopefully we'll see you in the next stream.